Okay, hi everyone. I'm Gauri and this is Vijendra. This is Chika and this is Ash. And we run a YouTube channel by the name Chikash Adventures. So that's our logo that you can find. And Chika is an English cream golden retriever. She is 7 years old.
And
And
Ash is a husky. She's 10 years old.
so we have also done road trips with Chika and Ash. We haven't yet done train travels or flight travels. Um, I will explain you the procedure of traveling with flight and traveling on train also. But yes, it is a little tedious traveling on train and flight. Usually, with traveling with two big dogs, it's an issue. Not an issue as such, but we'll just cover that. So I'll start with traveling on train. Basically, IRCTC website you all must be aware of. So you have to book the confirmed ticket, your own confirmed ticket on IRCTC website. And from October 2024, they have started a new option of actually booking your dogs or cats ticket online. Okay, so
Don't.
so, so that they've started recently. But still, it's a tedious job. IRCTC website itself, the server is always slow. You have to like really take out time and sit and actually, takes like 1 or 2 hours to book the ticket. And then once that is done, you have to have the vaccination certificates, fit to fly certificate, fit to travel certificate from the vet, and also your ID proof. And then on the day of the travel, you have to go to the station and submit a letter to the chief reservation officer. All this is a tedious process, definitely.
Also,
But
they are only allowed in first class AC.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to, whenever you are booking the train, just ensure that it has first class AC. Then only they are allowed to travel with you.
Yeah, so
In
the
the compartment.
destination. Yeah. So, and whenever you are booking also, that is the time you have to mention that you need a coupe or a cabin, because dogs are only allowed in the first class coupe or cabin. Though there's no guarantee that you will get a coupe or cabin, and that is exactly the reason why on the date of the travel you have to go to the chief reservation officer's office and then submit the letter that please give us a coupe or a cabin. Yeah.
No, you can go ahead. Let's have this as an interactive
Yes.
session rather than just as in we giving a lecture.
So for train travel, I haven't been able to get the correct information on the internet because different sites say different things. So for example, if I'm traveling alone or let's say just two people, then for first class AC, do we have to book 4 tickets even if it's just one person or two-person, or do we have to book just 2 tickets and ask for the whole cabin?
So only for one PNR, one dog is allowed. Like
Right.
one PNR, one dog is allowed. So if
Yes.
you're traveling alone, you can only travel with one dog. So let's
Yes.
say if I'm traveling solo, I can't travel with Chika and Ash together. So I have to book 2 tickets. So that's 2 PNR. And then I can travel with Chika and Ash together.
But
Like,
then
we
with
can
two
travel.
PNR, will you get the whole 4 seats of the cabin is what I'm asking.
That is what. So it's not necessary that you will be allotted the cabin or a coupe when you book it online.
Okay.
Okay, you have to, there's a format, you'll find it online, or if you need it, I mean, please connect with us. I'll be happy to share the format with you. So there's a letter that you need to submit to the chief reservation
yes,
officer on the day of the travel, like
Yes.
2-3 hours before you just reach the station. And then with the vaccination certificates, with the fit to travel certificate from your vet and the letter, you have to go to the chief reservation officer's office and tell him ki please.
So is it a safer bet to book 4 tickets so that we get a cabin?
You can actually, but then sometimes, if the TT finds out that you are only 2 people traveling
Okay.
and the other 2 are not there,
That's
it
a-
might be a
okay.
problem, and
It's a-
you might have to pay.
Got it. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and usually what happens is the coupe and cabins they give to female solo travelers or senior citizens or families, so they don't prefer. Pets are like the last
Priority.
preferred people, you know. So that's why it's a tedious job, definitely, to travel through trains.
But for traveling solo, is single person allotted a cabin or a coupe?
For traveling solo,
Solo, yes.
like
So-
one person,
yes,
one
one
dog.
dog.
Yeah, it is allotted. You'll be allotted a coupe usually because then two seats are there. Just in case you have another person in the coupe or cabin, you need to get a return document, like a consent form from the other passenger that he or she is okay traveling with the pet in the same coupe or cabin, and then you have to submit it to the TT.
How are we supposed to get that? So is it during the journey?
Yes, so you come to the station, like let's say your flight is at 4, sorry, your train is at 4, so you come to the station like 3 hours earlier, do all this procedure, and then see who's in your coupe or cabin, and then get it all done, and then submit it to the TT during the
And
travel.
what if he says he's not okay with pets?
Then you'll have to, yeah, yeah. So then you'll have to deboard the train, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It has happened to one of our friends. So she had to deboard the train. But the other person was not okay with. Yeah.
Or you can request them that exchange seats or something like that. But then you will have to do all that procedure. Yeah. And for the pet ticket, you can actually book it online now. As I said, IRCTC has started that facility. Or you can go to the parcel office just on the day of travel again. And then they charge you like as the luggage charges, it's usually like 60 rupees per 60 kg of luggage. So regardless of the weight of the dog or whatever, they charge you as per 60 kg of luggage. That is how they charge. So you just have to pay. You don't have to take your dog there. You just have to pay and get the parcel ticket. That's it. That's one.
To book a pet's ticket, I think it's from the origin of the train starting from the station. So it has happened like if we are coming from a hill station like Mahabaleshwar or Lonavala. So the origin of the train is not from Lonavala or Mahabaleshwar. So how I think the application is separated to the origin of the station. Not sure about that.
No, from wherever you are boarding the train, that is where you have to submit it. The all the documents and everything, wherever you are boarding, that is where you have to submit. So, yeah, that is traveling by train. Any questions? In fact, we would like it to be an interactive thing rather than we just speaking about anything. Any tips that you need about traveling or carrying essentials or whatever. Hotels. So finding hotels now it's easy because you have websites like Airbnb.
So what we normally do is we go to Airbnb. You have filters over there. So put in pet friendly. After that also to ensure that it is pet friendly, what happens is lot many times the hotel is not pet friendly. Some agent or something will list it for them. Especially if you go up north. So if you go like Himachal, Uttarakhand. So they are not very aware of how to do things. So normally an agent is there who will put the listing up for them. So what they do is they'll just put pet friendly without knowing anything. So what? But there is an option. There is an option of message host. So what we normally do is message the host. Ask him if it is pet friendly. If it is pet friendly, then ask him if there are any rules regarding to the pet. If you are comfortable with the rules, then only go ahead with it. Because sometimes there are really weird rules, like you have to put the pet in a cage. Once we went, there were cages kept outside, so they were like you have to put your pet in the cage. They are not allowed in the hotel room. So to be on the safer side, just ask them any pet rules. If the property has any pet rules, if you are okay with it, then only go ahead with the booking.
Yeah. And also now on Instagram, or usually what we do is we keep finding places throughout the year and we keep saving it, so we know that, this place, if we are traveling, then we have a list ready, kind of, so that is what we usually do. Uh, we've had bad experiences with booking.com, and Google in fact also has a pet friendly option, like a filter, pet friendly filter. So if you just type like Lonavala or Khandala and then hotels in Lonavala or something like that, and the list of the hotel comes, you can put the filter as pet friendly, but always call the property first and confirm, because not everything that is listed on Google is true. But yeah, now a lot of people, we've never had any bad experiences, like especially in hills and all. People are very welcoming. During our latest trip to Ladakh, we've had such amazing hosts who actually took Chika and Ash as their own pets, like they went out of their way to make meals for them, and they didn't even charge us for that, and they were like just their own pets. So Ladakh is pet friendly, definitely. Himachal is pet friendly. Our next trip is going to be to Uttarakhand, which again is going to be pet friendly. We hope so, because whoever we've spoken to are like very welcoming towards having them. We've traveled to Nepal. We've done one international road trip with them. Nepal again was super pet friendly. I mean, they actually, if you heard of Kukur Tihar, the festival where they actually worship dogs, So Nepal, really, I mean, they take their animals very close, I would say, and dogs are really worshipped very well. So all restaurants, all hotels, all homestays, all cafes were pet friendly in Nepal. So that was a lovely trip again. And down south also, we Goa, lot of options you'll find, and Karnataka we've been to. That was also a good trip, yeah. So now people are opening themselves to be pet friendly. Cities usually it is a big problem at times because they have their own set of rules. But yeah, I think yeah. Anything else you would like to ask?
So while visiting any place, are there what if there are restrictions at certain sightseeing places? So like
Yeah.
how do you all manage it or how do you all do it?
So what we do is we avoid touristy places. To be very honest. So what happens is touristy places will have lot of eating joints, eating spots. So what happens is strays over there they'll get somewhat territorial. So just to avoid any confrontation, because they are entering into their territory, because they are strangers to them. So what to avoid any confrontation, what we do is you can just for example, like if you go to Goa, so rather than going to North Goa, find places in South Goa. So therein, what will happen is you will get you yourself will have peace of mind. Your pets will have enjoy a lot. Like you can leave them leash free over there. There are lot many places where you can leave them leash free as well, where these strays are very friendly. Specifically, one beach that I would like to highlight was Galji Bagh. So the pets there were very friendly. They started playing with them. So
Yeah, so to avoid territorial issues, best to avoid very crowded and touristy places. Um, Otherwise, you can put them on leash, long leash. Yeah, that's the. So, yeah. And okay. That's it. I think we hope you keep traveling with your pets more and more. uh, yeah.
This is not a logistical or practical question, but so my family does not really understand my love towards him because ऊपर वाले generation के लिए pets had a different meaning. So whenever I talk about taking him to see the snow because I want him to go there, or taking him every weekend to some place or the other, they don't really understand that, and they say कि इसको भी क्या समझ में आएगा, इसको थोड़ी पता है कि snow देखने जाना है.
Yeah.
So, how has your experience been actually taking them to different places? Like, do they really appreciate the different weather, or I don't know, the फूल पेड़ पत्ते, or is it just for your self gratification कि देखो हम इनके साथ snow होके आ गए, हमें भी मजा आया, ये भी खेले. So, what is it actually?
So it's as simple as if your dog is at home, okay, and it's their walk time, okay. Can you see, like every day, you see that excitement that he gets when you take out the leash and the collar, and you know, the excitement and the jumpiness, and you know, when they go out, they sniff. So, in the training world, what we say is usually dogs, how we read a newspaper, dogs read through their noses. Okay, so when they go down, they sniff here, they sniff there, they sniff there. It's like they are reading newspaper. You know, it's like new knowledge for them, and it's only going to help them because it's like a stimulation, okay, a mental stimulation, a physical stimulation. So going to different places, obviously, because there are immense amount of smells everywhere, you know, not just paid podhe, or you know, here also right now, the amount of smells we are able to smell and the amount of smells they are able to smell is like much more. So it definitely helps them. It's not just about, also the texture, you know, like you are saying, taking them in snow. So the texture they would feel under the paws, you know, all these things are different experiences for them. And giving different experiences to a child, as a human child, as we would do, is just as same as giving different experiences to them. So they definitely understand that. It's not like, it's not for us, you know, just us ki, okay, hum Manali hoke aaye, hum snow dikha ke aaye, and you know, something like that. It's actually for them too. You want to take it? Yeah, so the experiences definitely help. Like taking them, getting them here, you know, to a mall maybe, you know. This again is a very different mall में उनके लिए तो कुछ भी नहीं है, you know, it's just like we are shopping and doing stuff like that. But the experience of getting them in a mall with so many people around and walking there, you know, all that stuff, exposing them to different environments definitely helps in their own behavior also. You know, generally that is what we observe. As much as possible, we तो even say कि आप grocery लेने जा रहे हो तो उनको गाड़ी में डालो, you know, keep them in the car, roll the windows down obviously, and go and buy the groceries and come. That exposure itself will help them, rather than just keeping them in home and, you know, not showing them the world. You know, that will definitely help them. As much as possible, jitna ho sake, show them around, like. Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Towards people, towards other dogs, towards all the environment, definitely.
So it's like mental stimulation also for them. It's not just physical stimulation. What we think is, अरे उसको 2 बार walk करा दो, हो जाएगा, थक जाएगा. थकना नहीं होता है. Mental stimulation is really important. For them, we take them for walks just for mental stimulation as well. Let them sniff around. ऐसे जल्दी नहीं करना है कि जल्दी कर लो, चलो घर. Not like that. So they need that mental stimulation to be sane. Like we say, no, we have to be sane. We do this thing. For them to be sane, they need all these things.
Thank you. Lovely being here. Chika and Ash are happy too. Thank you. Thank you.